Right, to finish up the unboxing of the various different sets, I've finally got around to gluing them all together, and what we'll do now is we'll have a look at how the comparison is to the previous sets. So first up, this is I'm going to say Swamps of Death, and these are the heroes. Over this side, over here, you've got the new Rancher, and that one is the old Rancher. That one is a new Preacher, that one is the old Preacher. So you can see that's similar poses for the Rancher, just slightly lowered on the rifle, and whereas the Preacher is a completely different stance. Same kind of ethos, book and crossed, but held different ways, and a much more dynamic pose from the new one. I'll just rotate them around like that. Oops. Yep, you can see them rotated all 90 degrees like that. And then we'll go on to the other two heroes. Okay, here's the next two heroes, the two lawmen and the two Indian scouts. I think they're pretty much, certainly the Indian scout there is much better. So this one is a much better action pose and sculpt than the old one. Whereas the lawman is in, you can see much the same pose, just slightly different positioning of the arms. Once again, we'll sort of rotate them around for you. There you go. Those are the heroes of Swamps of Death. Well, next up, okay, next up is the signature sort of boss and bad guy, the enemy. This is the original Harbinger, as you can see here. There we go, quite a big one with a wingspan, makes it quite large. There you go. And here's the new Harbinger. Similar pose, similar size. There is now this sort of base topper down here with some skulls and stonework and stuff. If I just rotate it around, you'll see it's a very, very similar pose. Slightly more detailing on this one compared to the old one, but yeah, very, very, very similar. So there we go, Harbinger. Okay, here's the large models from the Swamps of Death, the slashers. This one over here, the painted one, is the old one. Just turn around, there you go. Have a look at that one. And this one on the other side here is the new one. Again, turn it around. As you can see, similar pose. It's a very similar model. I don't think there's much difference on these two at all. There's a fractional increase in size. Some of the limbs are a little bit bigger on the new one, but yeah, mostly pretty much identical for the slashers. Okay, and here's the Hungry Dead enemies, the sort of zombie ones. Now this time there's a much bigger difference, much better detailing on the new ones. So here we go, there's 3 of each, different styling. So this one, excuse my fingers, this one over here is the old sort of pickaxe wielding one. This one next to it is the new pickaxe wielding one. That's the old sort of woman with her arms outstretched. That's the new one. That's the old just shambling gentleman. That's the new. Now the new one is also got modular arms. So there's different arms on this arm, the right hand arm. So, but as you can see, much better than the old one was. But hopefully you can see on the camera the extra detail that's gone into these. Much more care and attention. Loved models. So that's the Hungry Dead. Okay, here's one sort of more unusual. I didn't get the medium enemies. Is the Hellbat, and this is over here is the new one. This over here is the old one. And actually, I think I prefer the old one. This is one of the few models I prefer the old one. So the new one is more detailed. There's a sort of detailing on the plastic. So bring it down. But the problem it's got is because of the way they have basically made it a. They've redone the mould on it. So obviously, when you have plastic moulds, there's like a plane. So I'll try and illustrate. There's a plane that they get pressed into the sprueing. And the plane on this one is in this direction, which makes it very flat, other than the wings, in comparison to the old one. So I think the best way to try and turn it around so you can see the sort of front where the tentacles are, and then you look at the old one. So the old one's tentacles, you can see it front on, or whatever they are coming out, its tongues, whatever coming out, are very spread out and wide, and give it a sort of three-dimensional effect by going sideways. Whereas unfortunately the new one is a lot flatter. But yeah, it's a little bigger too. But yeah, I must admit I am more a fan of this one, the old Hellbat.